Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty interesting, something you sent our way. It's about some drama, you could say, going on inside the Department of Justice, specifically about how they've been handling the whole Trump investigation thing.
Yeah, this CNN report, the way Ring of Fire breaks it down on YouTube, basically boils down to some folks inside the DOJ, investigators and lawyers, who weren't too happy with Merrick Garland, head honcho.
And not just unhappy, right? Like they were saying he was purposely dragging his feet, intentionally slowing things down.
Right, exactly. Like they use the term slow walking, which, I mean, that kind of makes you raise an eyebrow, right?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? What's the point of dragging things out?
And it wasn't just about taking their sweet time, there's more to it. The report says that these DOJ insiders felt like they were being told to chase down leads that were, well, kind of flimsy, to put it mildly.
Like they spent, get this, a whole year looking into some alleged Trump Proud Boys connection before the Capitol riot even happened.
A year, huh?
Yeah, and a lot of these people reportedly thought it was a total goose chase, a waste of time.
And here's the kicker, right? While they're busy chasing these less than promising leads, they had to basically ignore other stuff, things they actually thought could stick, actual potential criminal charges just sitting there.
Yeah, so according to this report, some people inside the DOJ felt like they were being misdirected, their resources being wasted on what they saw as dead ends, while potentially stronger cases were being ignored.
It's like they're stuck in traffic on the scenic route when they could be speeding down the highway.
Exactly.
And it sounds like all this back and forth had real consequences, not just inside the DOJ. I mean, one former official said this whole year spent on the Proud Boys thing, quote, a whole year of nothing, unquote. Not exactly a glowing review.
No, not at all. And the implication is that this delay might have actually helped Trump politically, by giving him time and space, maybe even contributing to some of the division we're seeing.
And on top of that, there's this bombshell claim from two former DOJ officials saying they already had enough to nail Trump, to actually indict him, a full year before Jack Smith finally did in 2023. A whole year earlier.
That's a pretty huge gap, right? I mean, if they had all they needed a year earlier, why wait? It really makes you think about the timeline and how things could have played out so differently.
Speaking of timelines, think about the 2024 election, right? The report argues that if they had gone ahead with charges back in, say, 2022, a trial about Trump trying to cling to power after the 2020 election, that could have all been wrapped up before things got really heated this time around.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right? Could that have changed the whole narrative? And the Ring of Fire commentary, they're pretty clear that it might have. They say if Trump wasn't an official candidate yet when those charges hit, it would have been a lot harder for him to spin it as election interference.
It's certainly food for thought. And speaking of taking responsibility, the Ring of Fire folks, they don't mince words. They lay it squarely at Merrick Garland's feet, saying the buck stops with him as the head of the DOJ. They're pretty critical of his leadership, to say the least.
And before we wrap up, I think it's super important to remind everyone that we're just presenting what's in the CNN report and how Ring of Fire interprets it. We're not taking sides here. We're not endorsing any particular viewpoint. We're just trying to understand what's being said and what it all might mean.
Exactly. We're all about exploring the information, not pushing an agenda. So let's recap. We've got claims of serious dissatisfaction within the DOJ about how the Trump investigations were handled under Merrick Garland.
Allegations of deliberate slowdowns, resources being poured into dead-end leads while potentially stronger cases were neglected, and the claim that enough evidence for an indictment was sitting there a whole year earlier, potentially shifting the entire timeline leading up to the 2024 election. It's a lot to digest.
It really is. So here's a thought to chew on as we sign off. When we hear about this kind of internal strife and these claims of missteps within such a powerful institution like the DOJ, what does it tell us about the pressures and challenges of carrying out these high-profile investigations? And if these claims about delays and misdirected efforts turn out to be true, what does that mean for the bigger picture, for the idea of justice, and for public trust in these institutions?
Lots to ponder, for sure.
That's all the time we have for today. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
Stay curious.
See ya.